Hey guys, so today I am going to be working on getting the bunks replaced on the trailer, and I'm gonna have to do this the hard way. Obviously the boat's got to be off of it, but really not much of an option. And here's my thought on this: is that I got a couple options. I can either take it to a marina and moor it up, which is going to cost me money, anchor it somewhere, which may not cost me any money, but I run the risk of someone getting on it and running off with it. I would really be upset about that. I can dry dock it on land and pull the trailer out from under it. That would be an ideal thing, but I think that's just going to be much more of a headache than I'm already going to be involved with this one anyway. So my plan is to basically dry dock it on the trailer. And what I mean by doing that is that I'm going to lift the boat up off the trailer, put some cribbing under it, and have the boat be supported on cribbing while it's supported on the side so it doesn't rock back and forth, or side to side anyway. So with that being said, I got my cribbing set up ready to go. This is a bunch of 2x4s that are laid flat. That's going to be, I think, the safest and easiest thing to do. I basically made it out of a picnic table. So, all right, so we're going to get this thing jacked up and get it lifted off the trailer. All right, we got this in the air finally. It took me about a solid hour to do, but I ain't gonna lie, this is a little sketch for sure. But cribbing's there, that's holding well. I did have to block it up on the sides like this just to keep it stable. Some logs that I had laying around, and it's just one of those things where I'm just using what I got laying around the house. I don't have any stands or anything like that, and it's just, I can't justify really buying those things. They get a little pricey, just especially for this one job. So I got this going on. Probably should move that back. I think majority of the weight in the front, sorry about the sun, or the bow anyway, it's being supported by the roller, which is fine. This one's looking good, and I got this blocked up right here so she doesn't go anywhere. So I think this is pretty safe. I know it looks kind of janky, but it should be working fine. The next thing is going to be getting these bunks off and getting the new ones fitted up and holes drilled. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and I'll show you what that looks like afterwards. All right, we are back the next day. Out of the 16 carriage bolts, I had to grind every one of them off because they were just so rusted on. But the hole underneath looks pretty good. I was pretty happy about that. I'm gonna have Sun come out here and help me momentarily. We're gonna pull these out. I got some new ones right there that we're gonna match up and get the holes drilled for them and get them ready for carpeting. So I'll go show you when that's all done. All right, so I got the main bunks put on. Sun came help me out here and actually made it go a lot faster. Also I gotta put the front ones on here, and these are about give or take 3 feet. Last guy that did this put something in here that I really liked, so I'm going to duplicate it. He put some relief cuts in here because at this angle it comes here and then it kind of makes a twist to get to that bracket, and with some relief cuts it's actually going to help out a lot so this wood won't split. So I'm going to continue on this, and I've got to make a trip back to the hardware store because I miscounted my carriage bolts and I got not enough. So that's okay. Live and learn. Anyway, I'll show you what it looks like when it's all buttoned up. All right, now we got the bunks on, got them bolted down. What I would like to do is fill these gaps, these holes, these countersunks I've done for the carriage bolts. So and I want to do this in order to eliminate that, because what will happen is once I get water down in here, it's just going to sit and until it rots through. So in order to remedy this, I'm going to take some less than expensive fiberglass resin, which stuff wasn't cheap to begin with, and mix it with sawdust that I used, or I obtained by cutting the wood that I was cutting on the bunks with. So I'll do that. I'll mix it pretty thick, so all I want to do is fill it in. I'm not really caring how it looks because it's going to be covered up. I'm going to do the best I can to flatten it out and just leave it there, so once I cover it up with carpet, never even notice it there. So in order to make this work, I'll mix it up, mix the resin, mix the hardener, mix the sawdust in with that, and then put it in this bag and just squeeze it, or cut the tip on it right here and just squeeze it in those holes and smooth it out. And I'll show you what that's going to be, I'll show you what that looks like when it's done. All right, so we're back out here on day 4 or 5 or whatever it's been by now. And we are going to slap the carpet on. Yesterday I put the fiberglass combination of sawdust and resin in to fill the holes up, and it's stuck, but it's just been so cold out here. I know it's not had time. I know it has not had time to fully cure, but that's okay. It'll cure once it gets warmed up, and I'm really not worried about it because it's not like part of the structure or anything. It's just repelling water. So I got my carpet that I picked up from Lowe's, and this was outdoor carpet, and I just put in the search boat carpet, and this is what came up. And it's outdoor carpet. It's actually really smooth. It's nice and thick. Look over here, this is the old stuff, and this is rough compared to what that stuff is. And the reason I did this and not went to like West Marine or anything was just simply because of cost. I bought 4 rolls of 1 foot by 12 foot, so that was four linear rolls of this, and this cost me less than $30. Whereas if I would have went to West Marine and got the carpet, or even on Amazon, I would have been paying $80 for it. And I think I got a lot better carpet doing this. So it's just a little bit more work, but I think it'll be worth it. And I can, like, who cares what the color is, to be honest, as long as it functions. So I'm gonna get this, use some carpet glue first. Some of this stuff, some 6700. Bought this shit at Lowe's, and also, and get that slapped on and get this stapled up. So I'll show you what that looks like when it's done. All right, admittedly, I am a little defeated from doing this on the boat trailer itself, so I pulled the bunk boards back off to bring them in the garage and get some heat going in here, because this glue is just not going to kick off if it's cold and moist as it is outside. So got the diesel heater going, and I'm just gonna continue in here where it's a lot warmer, where I can keep it warmer, and make this a lot easier on myself. I wish I would have done this sooner, so learn from my mistake. All right, so we got everything wrapped up, stapled, and glued in. So all that's left now is to get these slapped back on. One thing I do want to point out, that if you guys ever do something like this, get you one of these guys, little stapler that shoots these T50 staples or equivalent. That was such a time saver. 35 bucks at Harbor Freight, but I use these staples. They're galvanized. I stick with the pneumatic, and heck, you already got the air compressor. That's all I used for it. It worked phenomenal. Saved a bunch of time doing that. So anyway, we'll get these slapped on and get the boat lowered down. All right, our bunks are back on, all bolted in. They look great. I'm really happy the way these came out. All that's left to do now is lower the boat back on it, and we'll go ahead and do that. All right, so I got the boat back down on the bunks. Okay, I kind of a scary moment when it rolled off the jack and just fell onto the trailer, and that kind of scared me. And then the back end was more concerning, but we got it on. I think if I do this next time, I'm gonna try something different as far as getting the boat dry docked, and I'll make another video on that. I think what I am gonna do next is replace these springs. They're looking a little crusty, but I don't have time right now to do that. But that'll probably be the next video, at least on the trailer anyway. All right, well, appreciate you guys watching. Thanks.